Yo, what's up guys? Today we're diving into the 5 biggest improvements and changes that are coming to Jedi Survivor. And if you stay till the end, there's going to be a rapid fire round where I talk about smaller improvements that are still pretty awesome to have in the game. Now with the release of the last gameplay trailers, we can finally look at all of the information available to see what the devs at Respawn have been cooking up for us. I've recently did a playthrough of Jedi Fallen Order to get ready for Jedi Survivor, video posted on this channel. And I did notice a few glaring things that kind of took the immersion out of the game, and that was probably due in part to the release of other similar genre style games like Dark Souls and God of War, which made Jedi Fallen Order feel a little bit dated. But don't get me wrong, it's a good game, and I think it was a pretty needed game in the Star Wars franchise when it came out. And at the time, there hasn't been really many story-based games for the series for around a decade. And also in 2019, when the game came out, the time frame between episode 3 and 4 hasn't really been touched, so many people, including me, were looking forward to it. So with the release of Jedi Survivor, the devs seem to have listened and made some awesome changes. There are changes to things that the community voiced, and there are changes that we didn't even know that we wanted until it was revealed. First, we have the combat. The combat in Jedi Fallen Order was a bit clunky. The animations were too long, and I always found myself getting caught in the middle of a combo, unable to recover in time, so I got slapped around by some random stormtrooper. But with Jedi Survivor, they have revamped the combat, making it smoother and more refined. Not only is the combat smoother, they also added more variety to the combat. Devs added more execution animation variety, so you're not stuck with just this, or this animation over and over again. And there's also some type of AI companion combat with our Night Sister friend, Marin, or a new freelancer gunslinger friend, Bode. You can't really control the other characters, but you are able to call them into assist, and they will also attack on their own, similar to how Marin helped us during the fight with Malicos in Fallen Order. And then there's different combat styles or stances that you can have. Of course, there's the single blade or double blade, which we've already gotten a taste of from the last game. Then there's the dual wield, which is like Ahsoka's. It looks fast and has a pretty fluid combat style, and we barely got a taste of it in Fallen Order, and it was just part of a combo. Then there's the crossguard, which is like Kylo Ren's, probably for dishing out more heavy blows, good against shields, and possibly one-shotting enemies. And finally, there's the blaster style, which there's not much info on besides Cal using a blaster on top of a lightsaber, but it will be probably similar to what we saw at the end of Fallen Order with Seer. During the demo, they did show a clip where you can force hold multiple enemies and then executing them with a blaster, which I think everyone has to try at least once in their playthrough. And yes, I cannot forget to mention, there's dismemberment in Jedi Survivor. When I was playing Fallen Order, I didn't notice it, but when the devs mentioned it, I did start noticing it, and it did feel like something was missing. So adding dismemberment will make the combat feel next level. The finisher will be even more impactful and brutal. You'll be able to chop off limbs left and right, making those finisher even more satisfying. Now, the customization. Let's be real, Jedi Survivor lacked customization in general. All you could really do was change the color. Pretty much the color of BD1, Mantis, and your poncho. That was pretty much it. Most customizable thing was the lightsaber, which was great, but we want more. But in Jedi Survivor, you can go all out. Like customizing Cal, you can go to your heart's content. Of course, he has to be somewhat recognizable as Cal, but like his hair, his beard, his clothes style, and colors, these can all be changed. I mean, Cal has a mullet option, which everyone have been raving about, so that pretty much says it all about the number of options you have. But it's not just Cal, there's BD1, where this time you can still change his color, but you can also change his components like legs, head shape, photoreceptors, and more. You can also make him look squeaky clean or battle worn with a little bit of patina. And of course, you can still customize the lightsaber like before with the grip, the pommel, the switch, and the emitter. And they also added a battle-worn look to it too, so you can have it looking nice and new or a little used or buried in the sand for a very long time. Next is the skill tree. The skill tree in Jedi Fallen Order was very one-dimensional. You slowly unlock all the skills as you progress through the game. The biggest decision that you have to make is either to use your 2 skill points now or wait till the next level to have 3 skill points to increase your lightsaber damage. In Jedi Survivor, you'll be getting 9 different skill trees, 5 for lightsaber stance, 3 for force skills, and 1 for survival. And each of these trees has about 8 skills that you can assign. That's about 72 different skills that you can select compared to just 33 in Fallen Order, more than double the amount. That's pretty mega. And if this is overwhelming to you right now, don't be too concerned, because they do give you an option to reset your skill points one time for free, and then it will cost you 1 skill points to reset, so that you're not stuck with the loadout that you chose at the beginning of the game. Another thing is the amount of enemy variety. Just from the trailers and clips alone, we can see that there's going to be more droids, beasts, special enemies, and bosses. They've pretty much doubled the amount of droids by adding droids like B1, B2 battle droids, Magna droids, and DT droids, while still keeping droids like KX droids from Fallen Order. There are still some mini bosses and special bosses like bounty hunters, the summer wampa, and even some kind of lightsaber wielder. And yes, your eyes did not deceive you, there's the Rancor, which will eat you, not just bite you, but eat you, so don't let it grab you or else you're a goner. And with that, there'll be better densities too. No, it won't be a hack and slash style, but rather not so sparse where there's just 1 or 2 enemies in one place. Like the B1 battle droids, they always travel in groups. Now if you're a masochist and have the difficulty at Jedi Grandmaster, then yeah, it's gonna be a pain. But no, really though, either way it'll be very satisfying to cut down dense groups of droids. Now before we get to the next one, since you guys have stayed this far into the video, I will throw in a bonus rapid fire round where I will tell you all about the quality of life updates and other changes that they have made to Jedi Survivor. And if you've enjoyed this video, please give it a like and slice the subscribe button in half, and check out my other videos where I play and talk about other games. Last but not least, let's talk about the sheer scale of the game that we've seen so far. From the gameplay footage of just Kobo alone at the Star Wars event, some people were playing for 3 hours and they were still on Kobo. So it seems like there's a lot of things that you can do on the planet and a lot of exploration that you can do. So if other planets are anywhere near the size of Kobo, we are in for a very large world. I think what they're trying to capture is a little bit of an open world feel while still being driven by the story. This is awesome because in Jedi Fallen Order, I tried to explore, but a lot of the times it just led me straight back into the path. There are some exploration, but it was pretty much just a circle, and a small circle at that. And with exploration in Jedi Survivor being more of a thing, there will be a lot more customizations that you can find around, on top of the stims, health, and force upgrades. Not only that, you can find skill points too, and these are actual skill points that you can use on the skill tree. So it would be pretty rewarding if you're doing exploration on top of your main gameplay. Here are some bonus ones. These are improvements that are a little smaller, but will make a huge change to the quality of life while playing the game. There's going to be fast travel, so we don't have to run all the way back after finishing a mission or out exploring and want to get back on track or head back to the ship. And then there's the training option within the game, which I feel will come in really handy besides story mode to help you understand what you just upgraded on your skill tree and figure out some basic combos. And then there's the platforming improvements, which is nice because there were points in Fallen Order where I just keep sliding past the wall without being able to wall run. They also added a grappler, which hopefully will get you out of hairy situations. You also get a mount that you can ride around on. There are different creatures that you can tame around the galaxy, so now you don't have to get around by just running. You can hitch a ride on one of the creatures or hang on one of them and fly through the map. There will also be certain areas and unlockables that you can only get to by using the mounts. So there you have it. Overall, Jedi Survivor will be an awesome game, and it's shaping up to be an epic adventure that built on top of an already great game. The customization, the combat, the skills, and so much more have been elevated to the next level, and I for one can't wait to get my hands on it. And if you guys are also excited, please let me know what you guys are most excited for down in the comment section below. Happy gaming, may the force be with you, always. Peace.